A Detroit company working around the clock to repair buses hit by thieves just days before the start of school.
And some tricky travel this weekend. If you're heading downtown, be ready to take a detour or two.
Plus, the last weekend of August is shaping up to be a picture-perfect ending before kids head back to the classroom.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News Today at 6 starts now.
Good morning. It's 6 o'clock. I'm Priya Mann.
And I'm Grant Harms. Thanks for joining us here this morning on Local 4 News Today. There is a lot of construction happening downtown right now.
Absolutely. Orange barrels all over the place.
Yes, but a nice weekend on tap for us. It's gorgeous this morning.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? I got a chance to check out the giant slide on Belle Isle, and Brian, weather was perfect for it. Could we see another repeat today?
The video's coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to. We were already talking about the Belle Isle slide going into the newscast this morning, so you know it was going to get mentioned right off the bat. To answer your question, I think we're going to have a gorgeous day today. Lots of sunshine today after we finally broke into that sunshine yesterday afternoon. Mainly clear skies overnight last night and early this morning here in downtown Detroit, but that has allowed temperatures to drop into the 40s in some locations heading out the door this morning. Port Huron checking in at 48, 50 right now in Ann Arbor. We're sitting at 59 here in Detroit and 56 right now as you work over into Adrian. You can really tell this is a breath of fresh air for all of southeastern Michigan. 61 right now at City Airport, 55 in Mount Clemens, 57 in Pontiac, and checking in at 51 this morning, working over into Flint. The cloud cover moved out of the region late last night, overnight into early this morning, so I'm expecting lots of sunshine as we head throughout the day today. Temperatures warming up. We're into the 80s this afternoon before our storm chances arrive early next week. We'll talk more about when the storms move in and another round of 70s heading our way. Your full forewarned forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Grant and Priya.
All right. Thank you, Brian. Time now is 6:02 and a race against the clock for a bus company providing rides to school for hundreds of students. The Detroit Bus Company working on repairs this morning after thieves stole catalytic converters from buses.
The thieves must have wanted them badly because they left in a hurry and left some of their tools behind. Our Sean Lay has this story with the company. Now they're working to get up and running for Monday.
The people stealing catalytic converters from the Detroit Bus Company buses, they're also stealing rides from Detroit students who need to get to school on Monday.
Good old V10.
When they fired up their brand new bus, the guys at Detroit Bus Company knew that sound meant one thing.
Well, we were robbed. Yep, finally happened. Someone broke into the Detroit Bus Company and stole a bunch of our catalytic converters, about $15,000 worth. Left a few of these around.
They cut through their fence.
They just cut like butter right through it.
They left tools behind.
He even brought his own jack and tools to sneak under our low buses.
Two guys. Two jerks.
You can hear in this security camera video catalytic converters being cut off their buses. Those guys also cutting off rides to school for thousands of Detroit kids Monday morning.
This takes from the kids. The bus company exists to get kids to school and after-school programs. That's what it does. We move tens of thousands of kids every month to programs through low and no-cost services, and now this just comes out of them. That's just less rides that we get to give because we got to pay to fix these buses.
We basically have to work all night to fix these things and find parts and weld them back together, and it's just going to be all hands on deck to even meet our obligations.
We're going to fix these things up. We're going to get rolling again. That's the Detroit way.
We'll be there. We'll be there on Monday.
Two important points to make. Detroit Bus Company, they have good security there. They're going to beef up security now even more. They have good images of the men who were stealing the catalytic converters. Police now have those images and a report. They are on the case. Bottom line, Detroit Bus Company says they will be there Monday morning to pick up the kids that need to get to school. Sean Lay, Local 4.
Oh, that is so troubling. Thank you, Sean. We are getting a break this weekend from Wall Street, but it could be worrisome come Monday morning, especially after a rough Friday for the markets. The Dow was down 1,000 points at the close. The S&P fell more than 3%, its biggest drop in 2 months. Stocks plummeted Friday after a speech by the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. He said the Fed will likely hike interest rates again in the coming months as it tries to tame the highest inflation rate in 4 decades. Time now is 6:04, and Michigan State Police pausing the processing of blood tests for marijuana use because of a problem with the testing method. The MSP Forensic Science Division notified prosecutors of the stoppage on Friday. The reason? The tests can't properly distinguish between THC, which is the psychoactive compound in marijuana, and CBD, which is not a controlled substance. So far, it's not yet known how many past and current criminal cases may be affected by this. But Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy says she's already notifying attorneys and judges of the issue.
The heavily redacted copy of the FBI's Mar-a-Lago search affidavit went public Friday. It describes what agents were after, but not who. NBC's Peter Alexander has details on what we've learned and what we haven't.
3 weeks after that unprecedented FBI search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home, new details why the Justice Department pushed to make that controversial move. The 38-page affidavit focuses on what the FBI says it found in 15 boxes Mr. Trump returned to the National Archives in January. Mixed in with newspapers, magazines, and presidential correspondence were 184 classified documents. 67 of them marked confidential, 92 marked secret, and 25 documents marked top secret, where the government says their unauthorized disclosure could result in exceptionally grave damage to the national security. Also discovered documents that contained information about clandestine human sources and Mr. Trump's handwritten notes. The affidavit reveals more about the timeline. In May of last year, the National Archives first requested the missing records from the former president. In January, Mr. Trump turned over those 15 boxes containing that classified information. A month later, the archives sent a criminal referral to the Justice Department. President Biden authorized the archives to reject any executive privilege claims by Mr. Trump over the documents, allowing the FBI to examine them. In June, Mr. Trump turned over additional documents. 2 months later, the Justice Department submitted that affidavit that a federal judge approved, granting the Mar-a-Lago search. In its filing, the FBI argued there's probable cause that more classified documents with national defense information were at Mr. Trump's residence, and there was probable cause to believe that evidence of obstruction will be found. But the affidavit with entire pages blacked out leaves many unanswered questions about the extraordinary search of a former president's home that sparked fierce blowback from Republicans and Mr. Trump, who said the judge should never have allowed the break-in of my home, and slammed the redacted affidavit as a public relations subterfuge by the FBI and DOJ, after arguing he'd been turning over documents and that the investigation is politically motivated. Mr. Trump had demanded the entire affidavit be made public, but the judge allowed the Justice Department to make substantial redactions to protect its investigation, including any details about witnesses.
That was Peter Alexander for us this morning. In addition, the affidavit includes a footnote from the FBI agent who wrote it, observing that one of the laws that may have been violated doesn't even use the term classified information, but instead criminalizes the unlawful retention of national defense information.
Time now is 6:08, and a slight snag in the repairs for that broken water main that sparked a days-long boil order impacting hundreds of thousands of Metro Detroiters. The segment of replacement pipe that was just delivered on Thursday is headed back to the manufacturer. The Great Lakes Water Authority says it did not meet specifications that, along with the rest of the replacement parts, will likely arrive tomorrow. Crews aren't sure what this will do to the repair timeline, though. The boil water advisory is no longer in place.
The highly anticipated reopening of the giant slide on Belle Isle brought out the crowds and you yesterday.
That's right. I could tell from the twinkle in your eye. Thrill seekers returned to the slide with some modifications to slow things down a bit after bumps of a few people taking some thumps as they went down. The DNR was on hand to give thorough instructions to enhance the experience with fewer scrapes and bruises. But, we did hear some pretty loud bumps out there.
Just follow the safety instructions. We give it several times through the way. You lean forward and you hold on to the bag. That's really all you got to do.
It was terrifying, but it was awesome.
I heard some groans.
There were some groans. There were some pops and snaps in the body too, but it was very fun.
He loved it, but his friend went super slow for some reason. So he comes like thumping down, and then we all watched his friend take the most scenic route ever.
They say lean forward,
Yes.
and then anybody who's in the air is not doing that.
Yeah, oh, totally, exactly. Now, the slide is open 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Friday through Sunday through Labor Day. We did have some folks coming in after 3 who wanted to ride it, so make sure you get there before 3 o'clock, and also schedule your chiropractor appointments for the hours or days after you slide. I think you should give it like a day, just see, how your body's reacting.
I mean, your ride was pretty good.
I got a little airborne in the end.
A little bit, yeah.
But I swear, like when I got off, I was like, am I okay? Okay.
You laid there at the end.
It was such a long day, and then I was alone at that point. I was like, I'm just gonna soak this in.
But it was a perfect day out there for being
sure.
on Belle Isle. It wasn't too hot, because the thing that you worry about too is that, like, if it's too hot, you're praying, Brian, to catch some air.
Yeah, yesterday was the day to catch some of that air at the Belle. That is the story that keeps on giving with that Belle Isle slide. I absolutely love it. If you are going to be heading outside to get some of that air today on the slide or doing anything, it's going to be a fantastic day across the neighborhood. Lots of sunshine's on the way with warm temperatures, but we do have some rain in the forecast as well. I'll detail out what you can expect in your complete forewarned forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
How do you feel in terms of your kids' safety?
Local parents speak out.
Children need to be safe in school.
Sharing their worries about school safety.
What are we doing, to make our children safe so we know that they get home to their parents?
Local 4 takes their concerns straight to those in charge.
How confident are you that the school is safe and that people also feel safe?
Are they ready for the worst case scenario?
I think that is the best way to prevent a mass shooting.
Tuesday on Local 4 News at 5 and streaming on Local 4 Plus.